Good morning! I am live on the beaches of Santa Cruz, California, and this is your Monday Namaste Today. Good morning and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Christopher Witecki. I am the Sensei to Sirius joy, here to stand in my heart each day and walk in the light. Thank you so much for joining me for another beautiful week. I'm lovecasting live on the beaches of Santa Cruz, California, on the beautiful Temple of Gaia on Monday, June 29th, 2015. And today is a spiritual day as Step 7 Cancer rules the day. In fact, I would describe it as today we are feeling spirit. So how did you feel when you woke up? I ask you that just because it's a Step 7 day, and whatever you felt was kind of what was directly coming from a spirit. Maybe you're angry, maybe you're sad, maybe you're tired. Try to roll back the clock and think about that today, because spirit is trying to bring in its opinion. In today's Personal Sensei, I'm going to give you the tools on how to meditate and the questions to ask for your spirit. And in today's Zodiac weather, I'm going to dive into what question to ask your higher self if you log in today. But first, let's start our day the Namaste way with your Personal Sensei. This is your Personal Sensei for Monday, June 29th, 2015. Today's Step 7 rules the day, and that means we are feeling spirit today. Today is the day to ask your higher self whether or not your life is on the right course. And because the sun is in Cancer, we are very heavily feeling our life right now. That's what Cancer is. Cancer is the emotional state of awareness, the emotional side of being human. And one of the qualities of our emotional states of awareness is that it picks up on everything. Most importantly, our psychic awareness. In fact, many people think that psychic awareness comes in the mind, and that's not true. Psychic awareness comes through the feelings of which the mind interprets. So when we are in Sun and Cancer, we are purifying our feelings, we're clearing and releasing our emotional baggage, and today, since we are feeling spirit, we're being given the opportunity to feel if our life is on course the way we planned, and when I say plan, I mean from heaven down, or if it is off course, because maybe our mind or our body has hijacked the ride. So looking at our conscious cooking, which is my new metaphor for how consciousness is stirred up, we're in Cancer right now, so we are making a soup. Cancer is a water sign, and Cancer is our emotions. So we're basically stirring a soup of our emotions this month, and in the last 7 days, we've been looking for what ingredients we want in the soup and what ingredients we no longer want in our emotional soup. Now, over the weekend, it was pretty powerful. We were opening up, we were balancing, and we were identifying aspects of our feelings that we liked or disliked. Today, with us boiling our emotional soup, we're going to add the ingredient of intuition. So the heaviest taste in your emotions today is actually your intuition, your psychic awareness. And all sorts of information can come in through our intuition. It can be information about somebody else, information from our own Akashic record, which is like the library of your spiritual congress, if you don't know. We'll talk about that another day. All sorts of information come in through the intuitive. But the point is that we can ask questions today and get a more clear answer in our emotional senses than we do the rest of the month. So that's what I'm going to encourage us to do. So today we are boiling over our emotions, hopefully not boiling over, we're simmering our emotions, and we're adding the ingredient of intuition. And the steam or the vapor that's going to come off of this whole little soup today are new decisions. New conclusions will happen in the next 24 hours, concluding about how you feel about this and how you feel about that. And you'll find that you were going back and forth in these areas about what you felt about it or what you didn't feel about it. And in the next 24 hours, I think you will come to a decision after simmering on your instincts and listening to your intuition today that, you know what, I think I feel like I don't like this, or I do like this, or this isn't for me. And, you know, the feeling means that it's incorporating everything in your soul, your psychic awareness, your body, everything. So today, the phrase of the day. Let's start our day with the phrase of the day so we can prepare for our cosmic soup here, our conscious soup. I feel all my emotions today, but am going to listen for the subtle. I feel all my emotions today, but I'm going to listen for the subtle. So the truth is that the higher you go up towards heaven, the quieter the message. The higher you go up in spirit, the more quiet you have to be here on the ground to hear it. It has to do with vibration, it has to do with frequencies. So inside of you, it doesn't matter what the loudest voice is. It doesn't matter how loud that loudest voice is. What matters is, what is the softest voice inside of you? The most subtle. Today, I encourage you to listen for the subtle voices, for the quiet voices, for the little tiny nuances that are behind and around the big messages that you feel today. So it's kind of like, I feel really angry, but I also feel a little envious. That little envious, that was the subtle little tiny emotion that was wrapped around the big one. So one more time to keep it in the mind today. I feel all my emotions today. Oh God, I do, like this ocean behind me. But I listen today for the subtle, like that little bird over there I just heard tweet. And so it is, because I said so, I thought so. Now looking at our soul calisthetics. The chakras I implore you to focus on today begin with yellow. Yellow is I feel. So if you can take 3 big deep breaths through your crown and out through your front, or your yellow. And each time you do, release any kind of anxiety you might feel, release kind of any worry you might feel, release kind of any hang-ups you might feel, and try to start the day with a totally fresh palate. That's what I recommend. Then in the same sense, do 3 more breaths and out the back. And when you go out the back, you're releasing basically your past, being mad at somebody in the past, any kind of emotions in the past. So the more time and space you take in your calisthenics to breathe through the yellow, whether you're in traffic or you're in your desk chair, the more solid you're going to feel today for listening to those subtleties. The next color is indigo. Indigo is the I sense. Well, I sense is actually violet, Violet, I sense. I don't know why I said indigo, because we're going to lead to a decision, that's why. And so in the I sense state of awareness, this is something you can definitely do some breath work through, especially if you had a bad dream, if you've been picking up on somebody else you don't want to pick up on. Basically, if your antenna is mucky, you can do breath work through your crown. And then I was going to say indigo, it leads to a decision, which is our third eye. And like I said, we're going to decide how we feel about certain things. And every time we decide, we change the vision of where our life is going, and we change where we're going to go. So it is the yellow, it is the violet, and it is the indigo today. Now your soul challenge today, through the day, is to interview your feelings and wait for the psychic answer today. And what I mean by interview your feelings is asking your feelings something like, that wave just came up, I'm just going to work with it here, I'm a professional. Asking your feelings like, hey, do I really want to go to this place? And sitting and waiting for the answer. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, I'm going to keep going here. So interview your feelings today about certain things and just see what the answer is. See what psychic answer you get. See what washes up under your feet, okay? And while you're meditating on those answers, try to identify all the voices. That's what I say to meditate on. Identify all the voices. So it's like, how do I feel about Betsy? And then one voice comes up and it's like, I think that was my ego because it was talking about her body. You know what I mean? Oh, I think that was my mind because it was judging her. So try to identify the voices as you ask a question and see which voices, which states are speaking. They all speak to you. Even your body will speak to you in actual words if you listen. Meditate on that. And that brings us to our final joy quest for the day. Your joy question, you choose to accept it, is decide today which path is the right magical doorway for you. We've been working on magical doorways. We've been looking for a magical doorway. Magical doorway is we're going to open up this door, and we know when we cross, everything is going to feel different. So today, your joy quest is decide which door is the magical door. And again, don't walk through. We're going to walk through tomorrow, but today it's important to decide. So for our final little calisthenic, let's do today's telepathy, right? Telepathy is, of course, a little game we play with our soul calisthetics to get your mind kind of online. And I'm going to help you by sending you a little extra energy around one of these three names. And we're working on cancers right now. And today's theme is sweet cancers. These are all sweet cancers. Cancers are known to be very loving and nurturing. And each of these kind of have that same image. But one of these sweet cancers I am thinking of right now. Which is it? Is it number 1, Tobey Maguire? Number 2, Chase Crawford? Or number 3, John Cusack? I'll have the answer to one of those three telepathies when we come back right after this. What does it take to find love these days? What's your greatest strengths? How do you love? I'll tell you all the nuances about you, dating, what kind of gifts you want, what kind of marriage you want, what kind of person you want to live with and don't want to live with, and of course how you love, how you lust, what you're drawn after, who chases you, and your greatest lesson, which is often a weakness. Your birthday love and lust report has that answer. We'll reveal your secrets on video at secretsofbirthdays.com. And welcome back to Namaste today. Well, I'm officially enjoying Santa Cruz because my feet are now wet. The tide is coming in and it is washed under me. So I think we got that caught on camera, although it may not make it to Sirius. It was fun, let me tell you. Well, before we move on, I want to say to all those who are watched over by my personal Sensei text service, this is a text service where I'm up all night, literally, writing text messages based on your astrology chart. And if you're watched over today at 11 a.m. your local time, I'm going to send you a text that gives you the question I think you should ask your higher self if you do any meditation today. So the question I think you need to ask, and that's based on your natal information. Then at 3 p.m., another question, this one a question based on what you should be asking yourself about your life and your life's direction. Each of these texts help you design with your spiritual intuition today. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to try the personal Sensei service, it's just 99 cents for the first week. You can cancel anytime, and it is based on your exact time and date of birth. Find out more at SiriousJoy.me. So on to today's telepathy. We're looking at cancers today, and I was saying let's look at some sweet cancers. These are cancers known for being sweet, and that's very common. Cancers are always sweet, but which of these sweet cancers am I thinking about? Is it number 1, Tobey Maguire? Number 2, Chase Crawford? Or number 3, John Cusack? And the answer is John Cusack. Mostly because I was curious. John Cusack's been in films and TV for so long. Probably the biggest image I have of him is putting a boombox on his head and serenading his girlfriend, right? With Peter Gabriel music. But he's been around. His sister's also really cool. John turns out to be a step 6 Cancer. He was born on June 28, 1966. And a step 6 would be kind of like a Libra Cancer, a Cancer that really gets along with people very well. And I get that impression from him. I really do. So moving on to our rock and roll gospel. You know I like to pick out a song. It doesn't matter who it's from as long as it's powerful, it's passionate, and it supports our day. And we're looking at musicians right now that are also Cancers. So you know, Cancer musicians really put their feelings into their work. And this lady is known for her emotions and her emotional outbursts at times. I'm speaking of Jessica Simpson. Did you know she was a Cancer? Of course she's a Cancer. She was on TV with her marriage, right? Very Cancer-esque. But I like Jessica, actually. I think she's got a good vibration. I think she'd be fun to be around. And I thought I would pick out a song today that really I've heard every Cancer woman say at least once in some sense of the matter, which is, these boots are made for walking. When a Cancer woman gets sick of you, she just walks out the door. That's what's cool about a crab. It just crawls right out, you know what I mean? Like sideways. So I got to give Jessica a little props today. And if you're having any issues, if you're having to make a decision, if you're intuiting on a man or a woman that's not good for you, well then just listen to this song, These Boots Are Made for Walking. So let's move on now to our cosmic clock and your personal zodiac weather. And here we are with the cosmic clock. Well, for starters, the sun today is at step 7. Step 7 is I sense, so our psychic awareness is pouring through our emotions. But also Mars is at step 3, Cancer. So that means there's a lot of push to learn, push to open doors, push to expand our understanding. So it's a day of listening and it's a day of pushing to learn. Now our feelings, the moon is in Sagittarius, and so we are feeling our beliefs and we are feeling through our philosophies. That's very much why I was encouraging you to listen today in your personal Sensei. But what's important is that it is opposing Mercury today. The opposition of Mercury means we'll literally be going back and forth between what we feel and what we think, and what we think and what we feel, and we are, of course, sorting it out. Then finally, the star Bethlehem is just about here. In the next 24 hours, Venus will conjunct Jupiter at step 21. Step 21 is the bridge to having some fun. So we are right on the cusp of some real powerful transformation, which is why it's important to listen to your feelings today and listen to where your heart is. But before you go running after the fun, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters today and your special soul vitamin. And today's soul vitamin is designed to help you with today's intuition. In other words, what I believe you should ask your higher self. What question to ask God or higher self today for each of the 12 zodiac signs in the order of 11 steps of Sirius joy, starting with the secret step, step 0. Scorpios, cloudy and productive today, but if you find yourself in meditation, I think you should ask your higher self, what is my true legacy on earth? Step 1, the Leos, sunny and rather childlike after they get past their clouds today, but I think you should ask your higher self, what is my highest gift? Step 2, the Cancers, cloudy and hyper aware of their reality today, but if you find yourself in meditation, ask yourself, what am I really worth? Really? Step 3, the Sagittarius is partly cloudy but cool with the moon in their sign. And in your meditation today, I think you should ask, what do I really wish would happen, or what do I really believe? One of the two. Wish and belief, same thing when you're a Sag. Step 4, the Aquarius is cloudy but social and connected to their worlds today. I think the question to ask yourself is, who really loves you and who maybe is blowing smoke? Step 5, the Geminis, cloudy and sentimental today. The question to ask your higher self is, what is my happiest idea? Step 6, the Librans, cloudy and pensive in their minds today. But I think in your meditation you should ask your higher self, who do I wish I was or was next? Okay? Assuming you are someone and you're turning into someone else. Okay? Who do you wish you were? That's the question. Step 7, the Pisces, cloudy, overcast, but professional nonetheless. I think you should ask in your meditation, what would the dream life really be for me? Step 8, the Capricorns, cloudy, withdrawn, and private today. They're in a spiritual kind of moment today. But your question for yourself is, what do I trust in myself the most? It's an important answer to have. Step 9, the Aries, cloudy and learning today. Your question for your higher self is, what is the greatest gift I could give myself? Step 10, the Tauruses, cloudy and private today. The question for you, Taurus, is, what would make me feel absolutely great? Tony the Tiger great, by the way. That's talk about brainwashing from Kellogg's. Step 11, the Virgos, cloudy, nesting, and resting today. And your question is, Virgo, what do I already have faith in? All right, moving on to Light Walker Parade. Hey, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. I thank you ahead of time. And on Facebook, you can be our friends by navigating to namastetoday.me. And on Twitter, you can follow me at Witecki. And, of course, come on down to Soul Mart if you'd like to get a reading, a Secrets of Birthday, or any of the spiritual products I offer, including the personal Sensei service, which for just 99 cents, you can start for 1 week and see how I can change your life and change your tone every day. Well, folks, have a fabulous day. I'm going to be on the road soon, heading my way up to San Francisco. But, of course, I'll see you in 24 hours with more. Remember, decide on what the magical doorway is, but don't walk through just yet. I'll see you in 24 with more. Remember, I love you. And live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.
More optimistic than usual. Ooh, just got my feet wet again.